Welcome to Mighty Married Moms. Join us at our kitchen table twice a week as the Mighty Married Moms, Debbie, Linda, Wendy, invite spectacular guests to weigh in on staying sexy, vibrant, and healthy, building marriages with soul-satisfying connection, raising happy, healthy, successful kids. Conversations with Mighty Married Moms will bring you closer to the life you really want.
Episode 138.
Hi, this is Wendy Williams, and marriage happiness is way possible. ConnectAgain.org is very happy to sponsor Mighty Married Moms. We are partners in bringing you closer to the life you really want. Visit us today for marriage boosts at ConnectAgain.org.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mighty Married Moms. This is Linda Tighe from AllWellBreaksLoose.com.
Debbie Owen from YouCanRaiseGreatKids.com.
And Wendy Williams from ConnectAgain.org.
And as you know, we come together to make Mighty Married Moms. And today we're going to talk about an episode that we did with Ellie Savoy. She's an international best-selling author, a progressive health and wellness coach, and she is the founder of Diet Free and Healthy. So she talked to us about her program for getting you to a healthier place. So not focusing on diets and weight loss specifically, but how do I get healthy and how do I create optimal health? And in that is the byproduct of you will absolutely lose weight, which is something that I talk about all the time as well. Right?
It's not rocket science,
call it a side effect, and I think it's really wonderful to have other people out there who are promoting health in the way that I believe is really important. It's really important for us to get away from dieting, get away from taking a pill and thinking that's going to solve the problems, right? Take these pills and you'll lose weight, but you won't learn how to eat well and you won't learn how to be healthy, and you're just going to get back into where you were at before when you stopped taking the pills, and that's what we call yo-yo dieting. People have done it for a long time as the health field has tried to understand the whole weight loss issue, right? It's easy to gain, not so easy to lose, right? So it's really, you can get there and suddenly you go, wow, now how do I redirect? So it was great to talk with her. She had a lot of really great tips and interesting things.
And she's
to
got
offer.
her program
And a framework. I loved her framework. But one thing you just said, it's not rocket science. It might not be rocket science, but it's such the thrum, the drive in our society about diet, lose weight, count your calories.
Word diet. I hate the word diet.
I know, but it's so prevalent. So it might not be rocket science, but my goodness, it's in every. You can't escape it, and it's like you said, it's backwards.
Well, it's an overwhelm of information. There's so many different kinds of diets. Do this, do that. Eat grapefruits. Eat fat.
I like the name eating plan. I like that. That feels better to me than diet. It's I'm on my eating plan.
Yeah.
Right.
And it that way it doesn't feel like it has to end. We were talking about this
it's
too.
not time-bound, right?
The diet is something that you do once and then you forget it. Then once you're done, then you fall back into your old ways again.
Right.
Whereas if you have an eating plan, that's something that and she actually, plan is one of her words. I just thought of that.
Yep.
So, an eating plan is just something that you keep doing. This is my plan for how I eat.
Right. It's my plan to be as healthy as I can be.
Yes.
To feel good, to feel great, to take care of me, which we often talk about, right? Sort of making that commitment first is what's your priority. And we do tend to make everything else a priority, and our health is kind of the last thing that we prioritize.
That's
because
true.
we can't see what goes on inside of our body, so we
see the
results
outside.
We see the results of it, though. We see the result, but we don't want to think about it.
Well, it's hard to make the connection between I ate this and so then I felt this way, or I drank this and then I gained 2 pounds. I mean, it's not concrete. It's kind of abstract.
Yes,
and if it were more concrete, it would be much easier.
And it's not only that physiological piece of I ate this and I gained 2 pounds, but it's also that whole notion of eating impacts our inflammation, which impacts our psychological state of affairs, which there's just so much interplay that we're becoming more and more aware of as the scientific community marches on and people are more open to that whole notion. And so there's just so many more intersections than we've ever really given it credit for. So I agree with you. It's about a plan. It's not about stepping off of a grid for a certain amount of time, eating a certain way, and then getting back on the grid and thinking that it's all going to be fine.
Right.
It's so silly. But It's what we do.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
It's what we do.
culturally do. Yeah.
Exactly.
So what did you think about her 5 Ps?
Well, let's review them in case somebody either listened to the other show a few days ago or they didn't get to listen to it yet.
Right.
Yep. So first one was priorities.
Then?
Yeah, and then pretending. Stop pretending. And then, tune up your perception. Upgrade, you just get to a different level. Plan. And then passion.
Our perception, she said, is that we think it costs too much to eat well.
Oh, yeah, those are the two.
That was really the main part of her.
Takeaway.
The perception is that it's too hard to be healthy. I mean, I think
Or
a lot
to
of people
eat
say
well.
that to me. Oh, I'm going to have to spend a lot of money, and
gonna
I
take
don't
too
have
much
time to
Yep.
cook.
Yep.
And so there's lots of ways to squeeze that time in, and she talked a little bit about batch cooking. We talk about that as well. Make a big batch of food, right? Freeze some of it. It's really, there's nothing better than, I don't have time to make dinner tonight. Let me go to the freezer and take out one of my frozen meals that I made, whatever, and take it out, and heat it up, and it's homemade, and it's, healthy and delicious, and I didn't have to do anything to prepare it. It's awesome. We've also talked about on our show, sharing with other people. Sometimes if you make some for one family and they make something for you, you can make a big batch, enough for your family and for the other family, and they'll do the same. Then suddenly you've got double, and
which is great.
Variety, which is also great.
Yeah.
And remember Stephanie O'Day with the slow cookers?
Yeah. Slow cookers are great.
And so there's a lot of healthy, and she has a lot of great recipes.
Yep.
So there's
and
a
even
lot of
Stephanie
ways.
talked about, even if you feel like, I don't even have time to cut the vegetables up to put them in the slow cooker in the morning, even though the slow cooker is going to do the work all day, so pre-cut them, put them in freezer packs, and then when you're going to make that slow cooked meal,
dump it in.
Pull them out, dump it in. Whatever is going to work for you, you can do it. You can make it happen, and it really over time it costs less to eat healthy than it does go out and buy all that packaged food.
Well, for instance, yesterday my younger son is home for college vacation, and I knew that there was a specific meal I wanted to have because it was healthy and it's on my eating plan. And I knew that I had a physical therapy appointment for my stupid hand later in the afternoon.
Oh, that's a negative thought, Deb.
I know.
Yeah.
So, and I knew there wasn't going to be time from when I came home to when we had to eat dinner to when we were going out to do this other thing. So in the middle of the day, I got the chili all ready. I cut it all up. I cooked it. I left it on the stove on low, and I said, I'll see you in a couple of hours. And I came back, and he was so funny. He said, wow, you're really smart for getting that ready before. I said, yep, I was.
Yay, Mom! Yay, Mom!
Otherwise, we would have had to just, throw something together.
Right,
We only had 45 minutes, and that's not really quite enough time to make a good meal and sit down and eat it.
Right,
exactly.
You need an hour.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But he was impressed. So
There
if
you
you
go.
can impress your 19-year-old, that's a good thing.
Seriously.
That's a very good thing.
That's like high five.
Right, really. Linda, she mentioned something very specifically that I wanted to ask her about, and it's still not noodling around in my head. She said doing a cleanse is like building a house by putting the roof on first is nothing to put it on top of. Do you know what she was referencing
I think
there?
I think she meant that you have to set your priorities first, and stop pretending. I think she was kind of talking about you have to emotionally sort of set up that with your and create your intentions first. You can't just go, okay, I want to lose weight. I think I'll go do a cleanse. Because you don't really know why you're doing it or what your priorities are.
That makes perfect sense now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because at first I thought that too. I was like,
Where's she going with this?
Yeah.
where's she going to go with that? But that was then when she gave us her 5 Ps, I was like, Ps being in the letter P, for priority, pretending, perception, plan, and passion. Okay, then I get it. You want to set that up, your intentions first, which I always talk about when I run a cleanse. I love cleansing. I think it's the best thing on the planet. And it's a great way to jumpstart your health process. And people always lose weight when they do it. They eat lots of healthy food. We take away a lot, then add them back in gradually. And it's been very effective for me in helping other people and for myself as well. But we're setting up our intentions first. What's my intention in doing this? Do I want to lose weight, or do I want to, form healthier habits? And we always talk about whatever it is, you always want to form healthier habits, and you want to get rid of toxins in your body. If you've been eating unhealthy for a long time, or you've been stressed out, or your life's kind of feeling you're in overwhelm, you're going to hold a lot of toxins in your body. And sometimes if you have a goal to lose some weight, you may not be able to because those toxins are stuck in your body. And those toxins cause a lot of other issues as well, from emotional issues to weight gain to chronic illnesses, headaches, or sluggishness, or even down the road, cancer, diabetes, all these diseases that we talk about, which Ellie did say, she mentioned that very little of that is genetic. And we want to blame it on genetics because it's much easier to blame it on genetics than my lifestyle.
Right.
Oh, sure. Then it's not me. It's somebody else or something
exactly.
else.
Something else out of my control.
What do you want from me? I can't help it.
Yeah, I don't have any responsibility.
I was just going to say, it comes back to taking responsibility for our choices.
Right.
Exactly.
And even if you take responsibility for your choices, I mean, we've all known people that have exercised and eaten kale for years or whatever, and they are doing yoga, and they still get a diagnosis of cancer at a young age, or something that seems totally unfair. If we look at life as, I did this, I should get this reward. It doesn't always work like that. Yeah. But for the most part, taking responsibility for your lifestyle goes a long way.
Yeah, you still want to put yourself in the best position.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. Never a guarantee.
At least to know you've done everything that you could do.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. And the other piece that she said on that perception was that it takes too much time. Mm-hmm. And both of you said, you're either using the time now or spending the money now, or you're at the other end of life, you're spending the money on healthcare or nursing homes or
all kinds of things.
All kinds of things at the other end. Mm-hmm. So it's an investment in yourself.
Yeah,
it's an investment.
You have to change the mindset about that.
Yeah, I really like that perception.
Yeah. And I also just thought the whole P about pretending was pretty good too, because we're in denial all the time. We lie to ourselves. Mm-hmm. Not that we want to. I'm just saying that this is kind of a normal reaction, and it's only when you're able to pull yourself back and be an observer of what's going on. You pull yourself up and say, "Hey, look at what I'm doing. Look at the choices that I'm making. Look at how I'm feeling," and start to put the pieces together and connect the dots, and then you can start to say, "Oh, I'm in denial. I'm pretending. I'm not really taking responsibility."
And she said, she quoted Susie Orman, "You have to face it to erase it."
Yeah.
I love that. I hadn't heard that before. I really like that.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm sure you talk about that with families and kids and, that sort of pretending and taking an honest look at ourselves and what are we really putting out there. It's in health, in your career, in your family, in your relationships, everywhere. We have to be willing to take a look at ourselves and be honest with who we are and what we're bringing to that relationship, whether it's with our food, with our kids, with our spouse, whoever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all important stuff. Good.
Yeah. So it's elliesavoy.com, right?
Yeah, and I liked her tips. Big tip. Drink lots of water. Yeah. Drink lots of water.
We're
70% water. It's a serious thing. And I think so many of us really don't do it, myself included. I have to remind myself to do it. I have to bring a water bottle with me with the ounces, because otherwise I just don't drink enough water. And it's just vital to so many processes in your body. It's a huge thing, particularly in New England in the wintertime. We don't like to drink water because it's cold. Think of drinking water as drinking only cold water, and we're cold, so we don't want to do that. So we tend to drink more coffee, more tea, and which is going to dehydrate us. So I really love to drink hot water. And
with lemon.
When I feel, not even with lemon. I mean, I do drink it with lemon, but I like it just plain just in and of itself. There's so many things you can add to water to make it taste a little bit better. But I'll tell you, drinking hot water is soothing. It hydrates you. And the other thing I've just recently learned about drinking water, I'll give you another little tip to go along with the water, is you can't, I have learned before that just taking little sips all day long, you don't want to drink the whole bottle because then you just pee it out and it's not hydrating you. But if you take little sips all day long, it's going to hydrate you more. Now I've learned that's not accurate either. You have to definitely drink several sips of water, like a really good, not the entire bottle.
Glug, glug, glug.
Glug, 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 yeah, so that and I thought about it, it kind of makes sense, right? If you're going to try to water a plant, you just went, loop, right? How well would you water the roots?
That's true.
The water wouldn't actually get down there, so it makes sense that, you want to have some kind of in between the whole bottle and sipping just a little bit at a time.
That's great. So great advice. Thank you for sharing.
And do you remember when we had Christina and Pam on from Brain Fit Academy talking about water helping our thinking mechanism, because we're electrical and the water is a conductor of electricity, and so it's just like there's just no there's no excuse. We have to be drinking enough water.
You need it
It's
for
just
your
on
joints.
every
You need
level.
it for just
on every level.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And then I liked your other tip about going to your cupboard and finding something that you like, but you know it's not really healthy, and looking at the label, looking at the ingredients, and saying, is there something out there that I could upgrade, and have something a little bit healthier?
Yeah, I like that.
And
That's a
slowly
great tip.
kind of move toward those healthier choices.
One
The
of those
baby
a month?
steps. What
Yeah.
did she
Those
say?
a
The
month?
baby steps, or even one a week, maybe.
Yeah.
Every other week.
Yeah. Accelerate the process.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Debbie is a doer.
Yeah,
It's
that's right.
One a month. What good is that?
12 a year. 12 different products a year
Right.
could be good.
Yeah.
How many products are in your closet?
I know, right?
Yeah.
12 a year will just
It's
barely
true.
make a dent.
It's true.
So, yeah, she talked about baby steps, and that's important because that gives you an element of feeling successful. And once you feel successful, you're more motivated and inspired to continue. That gives you momentum. So,
You'd be amazed how great you feel, right? When you
Yeah.
start eating healthier and healthier, you just feel so good.
Yeah.
great.
Sure.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we need to conclude our episode for today. So thank you so much for listening or viewing or both to us today. This is Mighty Married Moms. Please give us a rating and review on iTunes. We would so appreciate it. Share this with your friends. Share our episode with Ellie Savoy and other episodes that we have. And please have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Mighty Married Moms. Tune in twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays to meet fascinating and inspiring guests who will help you create the life you've always wanted.
You can find these episodes and special gifts just for you at mightymarriedmoms.com, as well as a link to our Facebook community,
where we continue the conversation around the kitchen table. Please also help share the love by leaving a review on iTunes. We'll see you next time.